Welcome to the channel. If you are building a new life in Canada or just starting your home ownership journey, you are part of our family here. I'm Kenneth, and my mission is to ensure everyone finds their footing in the real estate world. When I first came to Canada, I was full of excitement and hope, but I quickly realized how much I didn't know. Mortgages, credit scores, real estate markets, it all felt like a completely different language. I made a lot of rookie mistakes, and if I could go back, there are things I would do very differently. So in this part 1 of the video, I am walking you through the first 4 steps I wish I knew back then. These steps would have saved me time, money, and stress. If you feel this is useful to you or someone you know, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and drop a comment below. Just so you know, your kind support helps me keep creating content that makes the journey easier for newcomers or first-time home buyers just like you. Let's grow together. First, let's talk about understanding the Canadian housing market. When I landed here, real estate wasn't even on my radar. I was just trying to settle in and make life work. But if I'm being honest, I wish I had paid attention sooner. The Canadian housing market is not one size fits all. What's true in Toronto won't be true in Calgary, and even in the same city, 2 neighborhoods a few blocks apart can be worlds different in price, in vibe, in value. For example, I used to think the suburbs were always more affordable. And yeah, sometimes that's true. But what I didn't realize is that longer commutes can eat into your budget in ways I hadn't expected. Be it for gas, time, or wear and tear on your vehicle. Now I think more about total lifestyle costs, not just home price. Also, every province's market is shaped by something different. Alberta, where I am, is heavily tied to oil and gas. Ontario, it is population growth and housing shortages. Understanding those local drivers helped me stop comparing apples to oranges. What surprised me most was how fast some neighborhoods were changing. I missed out on some amazing areas simply because I didn't look past what they looked like right now. I wish I had asked, where is this area headed, instead of just, how does it look today? And affordability is not just the price tag. I learned the hard way that property taxes, condo fees, and heating bills can turn a good deal into a monthly nightmare. If I could start over, I'd get curious early. Even before I was ready to buy, I'd have studied the market just a little bit each week, looked up listings, explored neighborhoods, and read city development plans. It all adds up. Now let's talk about renting versus buying. Renting isn't losing, it's learning. When I first moved here, I rented. And honestly, I am glad I did. At the time, I didn't know where I wanted to live. I didn't fully understand mortgages, and I was still figuring out the Canadian cost of living. Renting gave me room to breathe, to observe, and to learn. But here's what I do differently now. I would rent with a strategy. Back then, I just looked for something that fit my budget. I didn't think long term. Things like, is this a good area to invest in later? Are there schools, transit, or signs of growth? I was focused on now. If I could go back, I'll look at renting as research for my future home purchase. Now, let me be real. If you've got a stable job, a solid down payment, and you understand the market, buying early can make sense. I've met people who bought straight away, and they actually did great. For me, renting gave me a low-risk way to learn the city, build credit, and figure out what I really wanted in the neighborhood. Renting isn't a setback, it's a stepping stone if you use it wisely. Now we will talk about building your credit and knowing your real budget. This one stung. I thought being responsible with money was enough. I didn't realize that in Canada, credit history is everything. When I tried to rent my first apartment, I had no credit score here. And later, when I wanted a mortgage, same issue. I had to play catch up. If I could go back to my first few months in Canada, I would get a secure credit card immediately and just start using it for groceries or gas. Pay every bill on time. Even phone and internet, they build your history. I'll check my credit score for free once or twice a year just to stay informed. Yes, Then on the budget side, I also got it wrong. I was focused on how much the bank would approve for me and not what I could actually live with month to month. Now, I plan for real life. I include groceries, childcare, car costs, Netflix, and just you name it. And I never take on a mortgage that leaves no room for emergencies. Also, the down payment system confused me. Now, currently, here is what you expect for down payment. If the home's price is $500,000 or less, your down payment is 5% of $500,000. If home's price is between $500,000 to $1.5 million, it's 5% of the first $500,000 plus 10% of the balance. If the home's price is $1.5 million or more, it is 20% of that purchase price. Also, note that if your down payment is under 20%, you have to pay CMHC mortgage insurance. CMHC stands for Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation. This adds thousands more on top. Check out part 2 of this video coming soon for the details about CMHC. One very big thing that helped me was learning that gifted money from family is allowed to make up your down payment as long as it's documented properly. That made a huge difference when I was short on savings. My advice: start building your credit the day you land and build a budget that works for you, not just the bank. Now, the last and not the least is finding a realtor who works for you. Let me be honest with you. When I first started house hunting, I thought, how hard can it be? I was browsing listings online, checking out open houses, and binge watching real estate videos. I figured I could handle it solo. Maybe just call a realtor when I was ready to make an offer. But what I didn't realize back then was that not all realtors are created equal. And if you're not careful, you could end up working with someone who cares more about closing a deal than protecting your best interests. I've worked with realtors who barely listened, who rushed me through homes, and who kept pushing properties that just didn't fit what I was looking for. Some didn't explain a thing. They assumed I already understood the jargon, the paperwork, and the risks, and I didn't. That's when I realized a good realtor isn't just someone who has a license and a lockbox key. A good realtor educates you. They explain what firm offer, conditions, or holdbacks actually mean, and how those terms can affect your money and your rights. They walk you through every single step before you even get to the offer stage. They are honest about red flags they see in the property, even if it means walking away from a deal. They connect you to a team, the mortgage brokers, home inspectors, and real estate lawyers, people who know what they are doing and won't leave you guessing. Now that I've been on both sides as a buyer and now working in real estate myself, I've seen the difference a truly good agent makes. And here's the part no one tells you. Some agents won't tell you the full truth about bidding wars. Some won't check into the history of the property. Some are juggling too many clients and barely have time for you. So please, don't just go with the first name someone throws at you. Ask questions. Interview them like you would for any important job. Feel free to ask questions such as, have you worked with newcomers or first-time buyers before? What's your process like from first showing to closing day? How do you communicate? Can you walk me through how you protect me in a multiple offer situation? And then listen, not just to their answers, but to their attitude. If you feel rushed, dismissed, or like you are just another commission, walk away. You deserve a realtor who listens, one who puts you first and walks with you through every stage of the journey. The kind of agents that can make all the difference between a nightmare and a smooth path to your first home. So that is it for part 1. The first 4 steps I wish I knew before buying my first home in Canada. If you're feeling overwhelmed, trust me, that's normal. But now you are already ahead of where I was when I started. In part 2, I'll share what happens after you've built your credit and explore the market, including how to get pre-approved and dive deeper into the hidden costs to expect, how to avoid common buyer mistakes, and what to know for closing day. By the way, if you missed the 7 common mistakes first-time home buyers in Canada make, as well as the hidden costs when buying your first home, check the description below. These are a must-watch for you. So hit the like button if this helped, subscribe if you haven't yet, and drop a comment if you've been through something similar or have questions. I respond to everyone. You've got this, and I'm here to help. And please feel free to send me a text, call, or email for any questions you or your family member has. No family left behind. See you part 2.